Using Silverstone as a dress rehearsal for the upcoming race at Le Mans, Bugatti fielded two McLarens, and Steve Soper in the number 24 car, partnered by ex-Formula One world champion Nelson Piquet, started from pole and looked well set for success in a car backed by BMW, makers of its 6-litre engine. And they surged into the lead at the green light and looked like keeping it. Behind Soper, in second place, was the number 40 Ferrari, its best position of the season so far. Followed by Gunan, then the first of the Gulf McLarens, and then the usual suspects in close battle order. In trouble early on was the Morgan V8 of Charles Morgan and Bill Wickham, an unhappy moment in front of their home crowd. But all attention was now focused on the front of the race, where Soper was settling into a rhythm that threatened to sweep the 24 car all the way to the checkered flag, with everyone else squabbling over the minor places. On board in the number 9 McLaren as it sweeps round a Silverstone circuit, which Nelson Piquet earlier said he hardly recognised from his Formula One days. Last time he raced here, it was in a Williams, and his teammate was Nigel Mansell. Bugatti had two F1s here, and the second was driven by another Formula One hero, happy Jack Lafitte, now not so happy when he missed a gear going into Copse and spun out onto the gravel, losing time getting back into the race. Soper continued to lead, though, as the pit stops began. The Dave Price crew were again the class of the pit lane, turning their cars round in under a minute as usual. Soper and his car stayed out one lap too long and crept into the pit lane at 5 miles an hour with no fuel in the tank and little hope of regaining the lead they just lost. That changed the balance of GT1, and the Marcos was the leader of GT2, running perfectly to plan at a track that was home for the car, but not for the Dutch team or the drivers. Another rapid-fire pit stop from the Dave Price crew helped the Harrods car build up a 1-minute lead, with Andy Wallace and Olivier Grouillard also on a roll, determined that this would be the moment at which they would turn the season round after failing to finish in any of the last 3 races. The number 2 car of Bellham and Weaver was now in second place, but didn't look like it was in a position to challenge. Indeed, it was in more danger of being challenged. The race leader was looking stronger and stronger. This indeed seemed to be their day, and there was more good news for the Brits in the crowd. After a sorry start to their season, Lotus were not only still running, but chasing hard for second place and getting it. Firm overtaking from Jan Lammers showed his class and showed that the Lotus had definitely got the potential to be a race winner. But there wasn't enough time, and nothing could stop the number 3 car from claiming a brilliant win at the end of a perfect day in which everything had at last gone to plan and nothing had interfered with that. The victory then was a culmination of good drives from Wallace and Grouillard, plus superb pit work from Dave Price Racing, who gave that number 3 car an astonishing turnaround in the hourly stops and helped it accumulate